Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Zach from SmallCarCamp.com, and today we're going to be talking about if tents are insulated, alright, and how to stay warm in pretty much any tent. So the quick answer is that tents are poor insulators. The fabric is very thin, and they're not really designed to prevent heat loss. So in order to stay warm in a tent, you're going to need to utilize some other gear. The only way that the tent really does keep you warm is that it's a barrier from wind chill, so it prevents that wind from passing through your body and cooling you down. Other than that, the inside of the tent is not going to be very much warmer than the outside of the tent most of the time. So what you're going to have to do in order to stay warm is you're going to have to get gear that keeps your body heat close to your body and doesn't let it escape. So back on to tent insulation. Normal tents like polyester tents and nylon tents are not very good insulators. They're designed to be just portable temporary structures. They keep you safe from things like wind, rain, and UV rays. It might be a few degrees warmer inside the tent than outside, but if it is, it's most likely just going to be because your body heat is rising and just getting stuck within the tent a little bit. Eventually it'll get ventilated out because tents are supposed to have proper ventilation. The rainfly might help keep it a little bit warmer inside the tent to insulate it a little bit, but that's mostly just because it kind of reduces the ventilation. So rainflies generally aren't breathable because they're weatherproof, they're waterproof, so they're generally not breathable. So it can trap a little bit of heat in there, but again, it's not going to be very significant. So don't count on your tent to be an insulator for you to keep you warm. Now that doesn't mean there aren't ways to insulate your tent. Just for recreational camping, most of the time it's really not worth it. You shouldn't be insulating your tent. You can put up like quilted material and drape it over your tent to kind of insulate it to hold in heat and block out some noise. But what it might end up doing is it might end up causing condensation to build up within your tent because it's going to trap that moisture in there, and it's going to prevent proper airflow through your tent, proper ventilation. So in the end, you might end up just getting wet from the moisture in your tent if you end up trying to insulate your tent. So for recreational camping, it's not really worth it. You're going to want to look elsewhere to keep yourself warm. Now there are tents that are specifically built to be insulated. These tents are going to be a lot more expensive, a lot more luxurious, really. They do come with like a quilted material, and they're also designed to be to allow proper ventilation. So if you want to look into those, they are pretty cool. But again, for most tents, in most camping situations, your tent's not going to be insulated. So to actually stay warm in a tent, there's a few things you can do. First off, if you want to be as warm as possible, you'd have to get the smallest tent possible, because that's going to allow most of any kind of escaped heat, body heat, is going to stay trapped in a smaller space. So that's going to be one way, but that's just very insignificant. You're going to want a very well insulated sleeping pad. That'll block the body heat loss from below you when you're laying on the ground. And you're going to want either like a winter or a 3-season sleeping bag, basically a good sleeping bag to hold that body heat against your body. And you're going to want to wear cold weather clothing, obviously. Don't sleep naked in your sleeping bag if you want to stay as warm as possible. You're going to need warm clothing. And then there are some other small tactics that you can do in order to stay warm. Those other little small tactics are things like just use the restroom before you go to bed, so your body doesn't have to heat that inside of you. You can put a bottle of warm water inside your sleeping bag with you, and it'll help warm you up faster. You can do some exercise within your tent just to kind of get your body warm, but don't do too much to where you start sweating, because that'll cool you down and it'll keep you cool, and that's not what you want. And then if you eat a good meal before bed, the calories will help keep you warm at night. So more importantly is going to be your sleeping pad and your sleeping bag. So the sleeping bag is going to obviously hold that body heat against you, and that is going to be very important for staying warm. And the sleeping pad is going to prevent heat from being lost from under you, touching onto the cold ground. So both of those are going to be your main sources of warmth, as well as proper clothing. Things like a hat to stay warm, good socks on your feet, maybe a long shirt and long underwear, thermals they're called, to stay warm. So don't count on your tent being insulated. If you're going to want to stay warm in cold weather, you're going to have some cold weather gear. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Zach from SmallCarCamp.com, and have a great day. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really motivates me to keep making videos for you guys. Oh, and don't forget to check the links in the description below. Most likely I have an article for you with a lot more information on the topic, okay? So go ahead and check it out. Thanks for watching.